Hello and welcome to the Gravel Trap Podcast. On today's show, I'm your host, Sean, and I've got fellow co hosts, Chris, Don, and Zin. How's it going, guys?
Not bad.
It's going.
Alrighty. Cool. Looks like Zin is doing some practicing.
Practicing crashing.
So,
He's getting ready for the Indy 500.
no fingers. Blur it out.
We
blur it
know,
out.
we know what's
Just
going to happen then.
I'm guessing at number one symbol, like I told.
All right. All right. Get straight into the podcast here. Unfortunately, starting out with some sad news here.
Stop doing that.
Yeah, well, this is part of motorsport, and we have to cover it. So, this past week, we lost legendary Formula One winner, Le Mans driver, sports car race winner, Jochen Mass. I believe that's how you say it. Yeah.
That is. Yep.
Yep, Jochen Mass. Like I said, he died at the age of 78 with his family. His family revealed he passed away in Cannes, France, from the effects of a stroke suffered earlier this year. The German native completed in 105 Formula One races from 73 to 82, driving for a number of elite teams. His lone victory coming with McLaren in the Spanish Grand Prix of 75. That race was shortened due to a number of accidents. This was the same race in which Leila Lombardi became the first and still the only woman to score world championship points in Formula One. Moss was an active endurance racing driver during much of his career in F1, but focused on it after opting to leave Grand Prix racing. The move paid off with his victory at Le Mans in 1989 with the Sauber Mercedes team. After retiring from racing, Moss drove Mercedes-Benz museum stable of historic race cars at charity vintage events, Goodwood Festival of Speed, and also served as a commentator for the German network RTL's F1 coverage. He also played himself in a cameo in the 2013 film featuring Rush that was done by Ron Howard. So, yeah. Like I said, sports car racing, Formula One racing legend. Passed away later this week or earlier this week into the weekend. Yeah.
Yep. Porsche legend.
Yep.
And on top of it, just yeah.
So, I mean, at least he lived a seemingly longer life than
Most drivers.
and a lot of
never
drive.
have.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah. Again, condolences to his family, and yeah, another racing legend that will be missed. Continuing on with the unfortunate news, we don't really cover motorcycle racing a whole lot in here. Actually, hardly at all, other than maybe some Supercross and occasional MotoGP stuff when it comes up and we talk about it. But unfortunately, this past weekend, we lost two British Superbike riders in the same accident. Englishmen Owen Jenner and Shane Richardson of New Zealand. Both died in a lap one incident at Oulton Park on race on Monday. The race was the third round of the weekend. Was halted on the first lap due to severe and catastrophic incidents. Both riders died on the way to the hospital. Owens was initially treated trackside and then taken to a Circuit Medical Center where, despite further resuscitation treatment, he died from his catastrophic head injury. Richardson, who was 29, was initially treated at trackside, then taken to Circuit Medical Center before being transferred to Royal Stoke University Hospital, where he succumbed to severe chest injuries. He died prior to the arrival. So
probably too much fluid in the lungs or something. That's horrible.
yeah. So there's another rider, Tom Turnsall. He's 47. He was treated at the track, but he also he was taken to the Royal Stoke University with significant back and abdominal injuries. He still remains in critical condition. Let's see, other riders there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other riders that were treated with minor injuries at the track medical center, but were released. So yeah, just
horrible.
Constant reminder that racing, no matter if it's 4 wheels or 2 wheels, is extremely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I was surprised to see this happen at Alton Park. Unfortunately, when we watch like specialty events like the Isle of Man race, you kind of expect it. Unfortunately, given the dangerousness of that race circuit.
Yep.
And that usually averages 1 death per year. But at a modern track facility like Alton Park, and just bad things can happen extremely fast. So condolences to families, prayers to all the drivers that were injured. Hopefully they recover, especially the one that's still listed in critical condition. So yeah, just unfortunate.
Yeah, what made it extra kind of crappy is on the same day that happened, there was a article that came out. I don't know who wrote it. I just saw it get shared, but because the Miami GP was going on, and they were saying that basically MotoGP and that level of motorcycle racing needed to effectively run at a street circuit. And it's like, if this can happen at a wide open track, well, not wide open, but with plenty of runoffs and everything, I can't imagine what would happen at a street circuit with fucking Armco barriers, or even if they were stacked with tire bundles like at Long Beach or something like that. Just having, like, you go down and instantly hit a wall, you don't get to slide through a gravel trap or whatever, and you have no way to get out away from other traffic coming up behind you. Absolutely fucking not. I don't know who in their right mind would even sit there and go, yeah, that's a great idea, let me write something about that. That's just beyond fucked up.
Right. Like I said, you kind of come to expect it, like I said, when it's the Isle of Man races and stuff like that, because of the dangerousness of the circuit itself. Or, I mean, that's the reason why they stopped doing bikes up Pikes Peak, is just for that reason alone. I mean, absolutely no protection whatsoever of dropping 10,000 feet off a mountain. So, yeah, I know there's, at least the years that I've gone there, there's always been signs or people saying they want the bikes to come back, but I don't think it will ever come back there. So not unless they put guardrails up or barriers up across the whole track, which won't happen because it's a natural landmark.
It's a natural.
Yeah. So, all right. Moving on to, well, I don't really have any sim racing news. I don't know. Do we really have any sim racing news to really report? I don't think there wasn't really any peripherals announced or anything like that, at least that I've seen. There was updated articles from Traction just kind of reiterating the same Codemasters layoff stuff, but nothing of it was like any real.
Anything
detail.
new? Anything we haven't heard of? already?
Yeah.
I mean, Monday was the drop of the new Forza 20th anniversary update.
Ooh.
So you
Yeah.
had 10 new cars get added, although some of them can only be accessed through the paid DLC pack, which I think, Chris, you were saying is $5.
It's
Ooh.
$5.99, $4.99.
Yeah. So the 2022 Acura NSX Type S and 2024 Nissan Z Nismo can be acquired through the Challenge Hub. The 1984 Toyota number 25 horsepower tech Starlet Time Attack car can be gotten through Rivals challenges. The 1995 FD number 34 Toyota Super Mark IV can be done through Drift Rivals. And the 2005 number 1 Sierra Enterprises Lancer Evo Time Attack is in the showroom. So the paid DLC, because of course it is, will get you the
it's Forza.
2008 Mazda Furai, the 2024 Mustang GT3 car, not to be confused with the Dark Horse. Thanks, Katashi. The
Dark Horse.
2001 FD Nissan Silvia Spec R, the 1997 Toyota Mark II Tourer JZX 100, and the 1984 De Tomaso Pantera GT5. This marks Forza Motorsport's first post-launch premium DLC car pack. This is the first time since Forza 4 that both the 787B and the Mazda Furai are together in a Forza game. And coincidentally, it's also the first time since Forza 4 that Fujimi Kaido returns, which headlines the DLC pack. And Fujimi is a free edition. There's nothing extra needed with that. Just boot up the game and update it. It comes with 2 layouts, I think you said, Chris.
Uphill and downhill, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and much to the chagrin, because Forza likes to fuck up Forza things, it has a pit lane for reasons.
Oh, perfect.
Makes no sense to me. So public meetups have been added. It offers a more laid-back online experience where you and friends can join other players in events with no car restrictions or race rules. So it's kind of just a car show, AC kind of track day type thing. And that includes both track day meetups and drift meetups, which spotlight Fujimi Kaido and the Nürburgring Nordschleife respectively. Alternatively, cycled versions of drift and track day meetups are also available with all 73 track layouts on rotation. Rounding off update 20 is the Spirit of Motorsports Tour. These curated career events feature cover cars from the franchise's 20-year history, including the 2005 Honda NSXR from the first game with a special livery, and Forza Motorsport 4's Ferrari 458 Italia. Enhancing the nostalgia trip are music tracks from Forza 3, 4, 5, and 6 now included in the soundtrack for the game.
Oh, okay.
Give me that Forza 3 entrance music.
Mm-hmm.
So they've made in other areas, they've introduced a major update to the AI system, focusing on cleaner and safer racing. This means significant improvements to collision avoidance and side-by-side behavior, especially during those tricky race starts. Steering wheel plug-and-play updates. Update 20 adds new wheel features to Forza Motorsport, including steering wheel's calibration and authentic car-specific turns lock-to-lock. This will be most noticeable for race cars, which typically have fewer degrees of steering from lock-to-lock. Prior to this release, the default steering behavior was to use the full range of your steering wheel for all cars, which could be tuned globally in the settings menu or per car through the tuning setup menu. With this release, now we are accurately simulating steering sensitivity for each car. We needed to reset the user steering lock range in the tune setup menu, as well as the steering sensitivity in the main settings menu. Default force feedback settings have been adjusted for most wheels as well. If you've already tuned your steering wheel settings, the new default settings will not overwrite your configuration. Referring back to the soundtrack, A selection of music from Forza 3, 4, 5, and 6 has been added to the game's music playlist, alongside 3 new sequences of music from Forza Motorsport 3 through 5 composer Lance Hayes. So the career events is Spirit of Forza Motorsport, starts on May 7th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's Fujimi Kaido full circuit 1 lap, Maple Valley for full circuit 5 laps, WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, and Sunset Peninsula. I'm not going to go into all these.
Blah, 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 blah.
So the reward showcase is complete all 20th anniversary tour series, which there's 7 of them, looks like. Reward cars, the 20th anniversary tour gets you the 2022 NSX, and the open class tour gets you the Nismo Z. The Toyota Starlet Time Attack, the FD Toyota Supra, and the Sierra Enterprises Lancer Evo Time Attack have all been added to the showroom for all players. But the Starlet Time Attack and the FD Supra can be earned for free from their respective rivals and drift rival events.
Okay.
We've added a Mugen body kit for the 05 Honda NSXR. In addition, all players will receive an optional 20th anniversary livery that can be applied to the car. In addition, these previous Forza Motorsport cover cars have received updated audio to coincide with their new events. And that includes the Honda NSXR, the 2003 Fairlady Z, the 2010 Audi R8 5.2 liter, the 09 Ferrari 45 Italia, 2013 McLaren P1, 2017 Ford GT, and 2018 911 GT2 RS. There are new racing suits, one from each prior Forza Motorsport, plus a 20th anniversary suit. And a whole host of VIP discount cars and whatever. If you guys want to read more, go to the Forza page to check out all the patch notes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So definitely fans of Forza, or people looking to pick it back up.
They also, sorry, scroll down. They made a host of GT2 BOP changes, 2 cars that fall under the GT2 title, as well as GT3 BOP challenges and Proto H BOP changes.
Okay. I think the H stands for historic.
No, because this is all 2020 and up prototypes.
Okay. So maybe the H is for the
hybrid, maybe.
Yeah, hybrid. Yeah.
Or LMDH, yeah. Instead of LMDH, is Proto H.
Yeah.
But yeah, from the 2020 Acura DPI all the way up to the 2024 Lamborghini and Porsche hypercars.
Okay. So
and what was it? The Indy 500 qualifying is going on now.
Yeah, Indy 500 is going on for iRacing. The Fixed is this week, or is it?
Yeah,
Fixed this week. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Fixed is this week. Also, tomorrow, some Assetto Corsa Evo DLC or add-on content will be dropped. 2 tracks are coming to the game: Circuit of the Americas and Donington Park are being released to the game. It says Red Bull Ring will be expected soon, but not in this update. The cars added will also be the Maserati GT2, the Lotus Exige V6 Cup, the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint GTA, the Alfa Romeo 75 Turbo Evolution, the Mazda MX-5 NA, the Porsche 911 Turbo 3.6, the 964, and the Honda NSXR. Says of note, F1 styled single-seater presumed Ferrari F1 car and the McMurty Spearling are absent from the event. They are adding open and career modes. Game structure will change. In a career mode will reside in the game, the in-game economy, driving academy, car customization, and ultimately for the full version 1.0 release, a sense of progression. Meanwhile, the open mode is expected to be a traditional sim racing sandbox. This change will arrive with the 0.2 update. Other quality of life changes, VR support is also to be expected to be added. The ability to create a custom single player race against AI opponents with a car and grid position selection has been previously detailed. However, this is present in the next update. As ever, a selection of fresh special events with online leaderboards will be present. It's I said, of course, the EA2 is more than just a release. It is the foundation of what's next, new gameplay modes in the future that's coming from Kunos. Let's see here. They will also have triple screen support step 2 available. So yeah. Replay tools and gallery modes will also be available as well. So yeah, go check those out tomorrow.
Cool.
All right.
In other related news, for those that have been curious or even knew what was happening, Matt Malone met with Asetek folks today. So nothing on the grand scheme of things is really changing with Asetek in the US. So there's not really any concerns.
So-
there might be momentary delays in some stock arriving, but it seems like they had a giant restock of the US store recently. And it doesn't appear that they've changed the prices on anything just yet. So it's all still fluid, but they're not contracting from the market whatsoever.
All right.
So
Okay.
all that was just a lie.
I mean, you know how it is. It's just
I mean,
Mhm.
next week we could get a release from Asetek saying everything's going back up again.
Yep.
yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that one outlet reported that they were stopping shipments altogether. There was never any confirmation from Asetek directly about it, so it's just somebody created a rumor and
They want to just nip it in the butt for now, but it may come true.
yeah.
I mean, that's good. At least they aren't going to stop production in the United States because, man, with that 50% of your business model getting wiped away, that would, I mean, that would cripple most companies.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if they've run the numbers to figure out what the impact is with switching their manufacturing lines to Malaysia instead of China for some
Right.
of their components. You know, it's going around. I got an email from Advanced Sim Racing, which is up in Canada, that basically they said that, you know, their rigs and stuff, because they're made and completely sourced in Canada, they're currently exempt from the tariffs under the provisions that are still existing. Same with if you order a turnkey rig that's includes components that have been assembled in China. So, say you ordered a pre-built complete rig from them that included Symagic hardware, you won't pay the tariff on the Symagic hardware because it's considered that it was all assembled and built
Canada.
quote unquote in Canada, and it would be
Okay.
exempt. So they said there's some confusion that's still going on between customs and UPS on how things are getting handled. But if you order from them and you get, you know, a tax bill in the mail, to contact them and they'll help handle it. So because that should
Okay.
be applying. But if you order peripherals from them, say Moses and Magic, Asetek, the whole 9 yards, then you're going to have to pay tariffs on it because some part of that originated in Canada or in China. So
Right.
that's one example of just how wacky this situation is, and there's no indication that it's going to go back to normal anytime soon. So just
Yeah, of course
ask
not.
questions. It seems that the vendors are willing to help as best they can to explain the situation. It's not their fault. Don't take it out on them.
Thank you, El Presidente.
I mean, if you want to, I mean, the only way you're gonna be able to take it out on somebody is contact your congressman.
Yep.
And go out and vote.
Yep. So, okay. Moving on to motorsport news. We'll start with one of our favorite motorsport topics, BOP.
Tin loves BOP.
So,
They're just
This
throwing
one's gonna
darts
be
at the
over the head.
dartboard in the middle of the night with a blindfold on.
yeah. So, this article is by Sports Car 365. It's Ferrari, Toyota get double hit for Spa BOP. So Ferrari and Toyota both go into this weekend's third round FIA World Endurance Championship with less power and more weight than the latest round of adjustments. So this was published today. Significant changes to minimum weight and maximum power across pretty much all the hypercars. The Ferrari, which has won the opening 2 rounds of the season at Qatar and Imola, has been handed a 12 kilogram weight increase, with the 499 now weighing 1,057 kilograms, while also seeing a drop in base power of minus 25.5 horsepower, which brings them down to 656, while the Toyota GR010 hybrid has been given an even larger drop in power under the BOP. They are down to 644 horsepower, which is a decrease of 26.8, and their weight is increased by 4 kilograms to 1069. Noise. Both Ferrari and Toyota have been given extra power above the so-called power gain threshold, with the P499 now enjoying a positive increase of 3.7 and the GR10 of 8.3. Under the revised 2025 methodology, the BOP values for Spa are based upon data, the 10 fastest laps plus 60% of all race laps from the 3 most recent regular WEC rounds, spanning last year's Bahrain finale as well as Qatar and Imola. Okay, so that's how they determine their BOP, not track per track like IMSA.
Yep.
So, the BMW, which finished second at Imola, has had its power under 250 kilometers an hour, dropped 13.4 horsepower to 675, and they've gained 7 kilos of weight to 1049. On the other hand, the Peugeot remains at the minimum weight of 1030 and the maximum power of 697. Likewise, both Alpine and Aston Martin are at the minimum, or at the 520 kilowatt maximum. The latter after a jump of 15 kilowatts or 20.1 horsepower, with the A242 only going up a single kilo to 1043. The Valkyrie dropped its weight to 1035, making it the second lightest car in the class after the Peugeot. The Cadillac is third lightest with 1042, cut to 501 kilowatts or 672, which is a decrease of 12.1 horsepower. Following the changes, the only hypercar manufacturer without a positive power gain values are Alpine, Aston Martin, and Peugeot, with the Alpine seeing the largest. Without a positive value, with the Alpine seeing the largest drop, 4.4% above 250 kilometers an hour. So they can adjust their power rates based on speed, apparently, too. All right. In the LMGT3 class, the largest, the BOP feature powers decreases in every car in the category with the exception of the Mustang, which remains unchanged. The largest decrease have been handed to the Porsche, which won last time out at Imola, and Chevy with the Corvette Z06 GT3R, both down 5%, while the BMW M4 and McLaren 720S Evo have been reduced by 4%. The BMW and the McLaren have been handed the largest weight increase at 11 kilos and 8 kilograms respectively, bringing the M4 to 1346 and the 720S to 1365. The latter being the second heaviest car behind the Corvette, which dropped 2 kilos to 1370. the other end of the scale, the Aston Martin was given a 10-kilo reduction to 1346 or 1345, and the Ferrari now tips the scales at 1342. That's a 7-kilo reduction since last round. The Mustang remains the lightest car in the class, which is surprising because it looks the biggest. At 1332. When success weight is taken into account, the number 33 TF Corvette is the heaviest at 1406, followed by the 59 United Autosports McLaren at 1383, and the number 78 ASP Lexus at 1372. The Lexus is the only car with an unchanged base weight at 1354, but has been given a maximum rear wing angle cut from 11 degrees to 9. So we'll have to see how that plays out at Spa, especially in the hypercar class. Was this big enough increase to slow the Ferraris down? Guess we'll find out.
I have my doubts.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I don't know. I still have this weird sneaking suspicion that WEC generally doesn't like to see the LMDH cars winning.
I would agree with you. I think that's proof enough based on how Porsche did last season, and they've been absolutely taken out of competition through 3 races this year. Or
right.
2 races.
Yeah.
They've only done 2, yeah.
Yep. All right. Moving on to on-track action. This past weekend, the IndyCar race was at Barber Motorsports Park. Some highlights I have from the race. Rasmussen and Rossi brushed tires fairly early, making some wheel-to-wheel contact there. Both of them kept going. Ericsson decided to take a early pit to get off strategy from the other cars that he was racing around, which kind of really didn't help him a whole lot. Dixon was at the back of the pack pretty much the entire race. He was struggling quite a bit with this track. Lot of pit road mistakes this race. Kiffin Simpson had a left rear issue in the pits. Christian Lundgaard had a pretty exciting pass on Scotty Mack on the outside. On the outside of one of the corners, that was pretty ballsy of him to do. Colton Herta stalled on pit road. Armstrong had issues with fueling. Rinus VeeKay also had issues in the pits. One of the wheel nuts didn't go on, so the crew member had to pull from the spare one that he had on his belt loop. So that slowed him down. He dropped 2 or 3 positions from that. Alex Palou came away with the win. I don't know. I thought it was an okay race. If you look at fan reaction online, it didn't seem that way. Like,
Right.
I mean, if you ignore Palou doing Palou things, it was a great race.
yeah, but geez, oh Pete's, man, looking at some of the comments online, like,
Oh, terrible.
like I only went back and looked at Alex's post after I seen David Land's video. And holy cow, were people like were blaming him for the reason why the car is terrible? Like,
Yeah.
this man has no control over that.
That's the
Like-
first time I've heard anybody say that the IndyCar is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I get that it is harder to pass with the heavier weight, and that is something that the drivers have been complaining about.
Correct.
Like, understandable. But
Still.
like, there was like unnecessary hate from people for Palou winning. Like,
Tough
calling
answer,
it, they're
right?
saying the race was as boring as Formula One. Like, let's not get that extreme.
No, there's quite a few boring F1 races I can bring up.
Yeah. So I don't get that hate. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, if you want to see a fired up video, go watch David Land's video. He gets real mad real fast. He had the entire video is in a rant to the IndyCar fans that are I don't know making wild accusations. So, yeah, like I said, I mean, this is his third win this season, so in 4 races. So, I mean, there's that.
Right.
But
I mean, the
Yeah.
same people that are bitching about that are the same people that bitch about Porsche winning the first 3 races of the IMSA season. It's like, well, you know, when you execute, good things come your way.
Nah,
well, but with Porsche, it's aimed at Penske as an organization. This is aimed at one person specifically that has absolutely zero control over anything. This man's just a driver. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, next round for IndyCar is at the Indianapolis Motor
GP,
Speedway.
right?
Yeah.
The road
Yep.
course, I think.
Yep. Yeah, it's a GP circuit. And then I think that's this weekend, and then Tuesday after the race is when we begin testing and running stuff for the 500. So yeah, so we'll be back to proper IndyCar racing.
Yeah. Back on ovals.
Yep. So all right. Next is the NASCAR race at Texas. Some highlights I have from this race. Let's see. Grexon has an early spin, brings out the first yellow. Let's see.
Kaboom.
Well, first off, Hamlin has a miscommunication of the pits. They called Cowboys, and apparently that was a failure. So, you know.
Figure. I mean, it goes hand in hand. Right? And when I heard that, I'm like, well, it does go hand. It goes well.
Yeah, I'd seen that. I was like, wow.
You
fumbled the Cowboys call.
Yep. In Texas.
Yep. Yeah. And then after they go green, Hamlin ends up catching fire. Apparently the engine just went kaboom. They had no warning whatsoever. He said it kind of did a stumble and then fire.
Yep.
So, let's see. Cindric ended up taking stage 1. Briscoe ends up losing it and collects Riley Herbst. In an accident that brought out the yellow. Man, unfortunate for Josh Berry. He was leading that race.
Hit the bump.
And he hit the bumps and just plowed the wall.
Yep, just adios.
Let's see. Chris Buescher ends up losing a tire, which the debris caution would bring out the yellow there. Let's see. Cole Custard ends up getting spun on pit road after contact with Byron. Let's see what else we have. Logano ends up making contact with Wallace, triggering a big wreck.
Yeah, fuck Logano.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't really his fault because Boa just kind of got pinched there, but
yeah.
Still,
Let's see here. Corey Love ends up spinning and hitting the wall. That brought out a yellow. Unfortunate for him. Kyle Busch was doing really good too, and then unfortunately he ended up hitting the bumps too with low tire pressures and sent it into the wall. That pretty much began his downward spiral.
As soon as that happened, the first person I thought was Carrick. Like, oh man, he has to be crying right now.
Yep. Priest and Hocevar make contact, triggering another multi-car wreck. And then let's see here. Bush and Cindric are also involved in another multi-car crash that also collected Keselowski and Hocevar as well. Hocevar was involved in both wrecks.
Yeah, there goes our money.
Yep. Oh, I was out since Hamlin. I picked Hamlin, and he kablamoed at
When I
the
saw
beginning of the
freaking-
race.
when I saw his car crab walking, I'm like, yeah, he done.
And then Reddick ended up having like a half spin, and then they threw the caution right away. That one was
Over-trigger.
questionable. Yeah,
Trigger happy.
that one was the most questionable on one we actually had this race. That one I thought could have not been a caution.
Correct.
And then McDowell was doing really well too. And then he just overdrove the car on 2 tires and ended up slamming the wall and ruining his day.
Yeah.
And then
Linguini head.
dang, Joey Logano comes away with another win.
He's
So-
so damn lucky when it. Well, I shouldn't say lucky. He just puts himself in the right spot at the end. But
Yeah. Damn.
yeah,
Hate to see him win,
yeah.
but
So
yeah,
making a Linguini head freaking poster when I go down there.
there you go.
Screw him.
So yeah, next race is like I said, I don't know. I thought it was a decent race. There's people
Texas.
going back and forth that were saying it was not that good. I thought it was pretty decent. Now that they're not putting that PJ1 or
Yeah.
the traction compound on the track, it's pretty much all washed off now. It's actually a good track, and people are complaining that the turn 4 needs to be resurfaced. Honestly, I
Just need to grind it.
I honestly think they need to leave it. It makes it a unique track now. It's not the same as any other 1.5-mile track we go to. It has character to it. I mean, it's just like back in the mid 2000s when we had the Gen 4 cars and you would run on the seams of the track and the tire would just lose grip on them seams and you would spin out. It's just like that. You got to drive around what's on the track. I mean, you want a track with character so they're not all the same. Well, I mean, this has a character. I mean, if you don't want to spin out hitting the bumps, maybe you should learn to adjust your car properly.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Like I said,
I've already money shifted the shifter because it's in an awkward fucking angle right now.
That's what she said.
is it upside
That's
down?
relevant.
No, for right now it's like it's connected to my mouse
upside
pad
down,
and it's
so
like
you
it's like a foot back and I have to fucking dig my arm into the seat to fucking reach it right now.
It's here in the shaft.
Wow.
You're not grabbing it right. Clearly, you've not had enough practice.
You have to hold on to your knob more.
I'll get badge 502 in here for you.
Do a collection edition for your steering shaft.
Yeah, like May.
Turn it into a dick shift.
So yeah. Anyway, back to the NASCAR news. This next weekend, they're at Kansas, another 1.5-mile track, multi-groove track. I'm sure the racing is going to be awesome there, like it usually is. They had an exciting race there last year.
It's another Sunday night, right?
It's yeah, I think it's gonna. Well, I think
Evening.
last year's race ended at night because they had rain, which
That's
delayed
what
the
it
start of
was,
the
yeah,
race.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pray for rain in the morning. Do you get the start pushed back a couple hours so we can get another exciting night finish?
Because it was a good race when it was at night. That's right. I forgot it was a daytime race. I'm like,
Yeah. Also, in some other news, it was officially now confirmed by NASCAR that starting in 2026, Homestead will be back on the calendar for championship weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the first time since 2020.
Yeah.
So it has joined in an agreement with Phoenix. So Homestead will be the championship round for the next 2 years, and then it will alternate to Phoenix for 2 years. And then it says they're possibly working on a third track for the following 2 years, but if no agreement is reached with another market, it will transition back to Miami for 2 years and then back to Phoenix for another 2 years. So
I
it'll be
would
on a,
be a bit surprised if it's Vegas.
so we have a 2-year alternating agreement with between Homestead and Phoenix.
Yeah.
I mean, this is better.
Mm-hmm.
It's moving in the right direction. I'm still saying the best format is a 3-race championship format, but this is a positive.
Mhm.
So take mini wins where you can get them. They had a little vignette thing with Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski to announce it. So,
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
yeah, hopefully, like I said, next year we get an interesting championship finish with everybody riding the wall. So,
Yeah, or just do the ultimate chaos and just put it at Daytona for the last race.
I
know, I'm
don't
not messing
see
with
it going to
No.
Daytona. I see a Vegas
Yeah, it's definitely Vegas, I think.
or possibly like in Atlanta ponying up money for the championship race.
Yeah, it'd be
So-
like we talked about a few episodes ago about rotating between 3 kind of different tracks:
Mhm.
short track, intermediate, and a quote unquote super speedway.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like I said, it's a positive. It's not perfect, but it's better.
But I gotta head out sadly. But you guys have a good one.
Alrighty, Don.
See you later,
Chat at
Don.
you
Yeah.
later.
Yep.
It's all right. Next topic covering here is the Miami Formula One race. Let's see here. Some highlights I have for this. Norris was off track early, ended up losing 3 spots. Doonan had a tire puncture after contact with Lawson, which brought out the virtual safety car because Doonan stopped just off the side of the track. Verstappen and Piastri had a decent battle for the lead. Verstappen ended up going off the track and had to give up the lead. Let's see. Albon reported that he had cooling issues. And then Norris ended up reeling Verstappen in, so they had a fairly decent battle for second place. There were reports of rain coming, so that kind of had the teams look into the sky. Unfortunately, nothing really ever developed other than some sprinkles. Let's see. Bierman ended up having issues with his car, so he had to pull off track, and that also brought out a VSC. Bortoletto had engine failure, which brought out another VSC. Sonoda had a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit roads. He literally looked like he didn't realize where the pit entrance sign was because he blew past it before he hit the pit limiter button. So made a fairly rookie mistake. Lawson ended up having to retire his car, and Piastri ended up coming away with a win, which gave McLaren another 1-2 victory. So, yeah, just another.
I say the Lego
Typical-
race was better.
I'm sick and tired of modern F1 racing. It's like what has transpired in the last 3 races, including the sprint race on Saturday between Antonelli and Norris, is a byproduct of the FIA wanting to go to tracks that are super narrow and super tight and technical, while the car size has quadrupled. And so there is no more room to drive side by side and to be able to actually give room. And so it has naturally evolved into this gladiatorial battle of first one gets to the apex lives kind of thing. And it's shit. it's complete and total shit. It's not racing. It's elegant elbow shoving. I can't think of a better term, but it's like people rushing to an aisle where the fucking Turbo Man doll got put out on the end cap, and there's one left, and it's whoever can shove the most people out of the way and get there first. All is forgiven. It's not racing. It's not, and it's FIA's fault. It's not the driver's fault. The drivers are reacting based on how the rules are written, and the rules have evolved over time because the FIA has allowed it to, because they've allowed the cars to become bigger than fucking modern prototypes. The tracks are shit. They're not technical in a good way. They're technical in a piss poor, lacking imagination way, because they want to go to street circuits. I mean, we think fucking Jeddah and Miami are bad. Wait till they go to Madrid next year. It's going to be awful. Like,
Yeah.
that track took the worst of everything and just said, "Yep, that'll make a great track." It's ridiculous. And this is supposed to be the pinnacle of motorsports. If
My
I'm
annoyance-
anybody associated with FIA in the F1 office, I'm looking in the mirror with complete ashamed look on my face.
Yeah. I don't know. My annoyance with Formula One right now is every time a pass is made where there's even a slight bit of off track, both drivers are getting on the radio and automatically complaining to their team, I got drove off the track, or I didn't drive him off the track. He doesn't know how to drive. Like,
because it's the game. It's what they have to do.
It's just like, just you got passed or you passed somebody. If your car's good, try to get them back. You know, I mean,
like if you were to compare what transpired this weekend between Antonelli and Norris and Verstappen and Norris, was it Norris with Antonelli or was that Piastri?
I can't
Regardless.
remember. Yeah.
Regardless. And you compare that to Spain in 2016 between Hamilton and Rosberg.
Yeah.
Like they went off track. Rosberg and Hamilton did, but there was enough space that you could fit 3.5 other cars next to them because the cars were small.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people want to talk about, Schumacher and Senna and Prost and Vettel and all these guys were ruthless, and that's what you have to be, and this and that. Yeah, but they were doing it in a manner that it didn't require necessarily driving another guy completely off the track and just being like, "Hey, sorry, my car was going off the track and you kept going into a space."
There were a couple instances where
didn't
each other out.
Schumacher lose a championship because of that stuff?
Okay, there's a difference between, say, the Schumacher Villeneuve incident or Senna Prost in the Casio chicane than what you saw between Norris or Piastri and Verstappen last week at Jeddah or this weekend in Miami. There's a drastic difference between some casual fucking Drive to Survive fan is going to sit there and say, "No, there's no difference whatsoever. They drove." There's a fucking difference. And if you can't see that, I can't help you. I'm sorry. You need to come to that conclusion on your own.
The difference was intent.
Intent, my ass.
The way that drivers have to drive, they can't race. It's literally just barging people out of the way and claiming that they got to the spot first and letting the fucking stewards dictate the race.
Right.
And if it's not that, then it's a DRS fucking fest of, "Oh, I can't pass you naturally, so I need this additional aid to be able to slingshot by you." Which is my biggest complaint about the fucking Vegas race, is it's nothing but a DRS draft fest. It's not a race. It's literally just fucking Talladega Nights slingshot engaged for 4 fucking straightaways with a couple corners sprinkled in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I guess this is a segue into the fucking rant that I had.
Well, actually, at this point, we might as well just go into the rant because you started it.
I mean, that's why I saved the Formula One highlights for last, because we can just keep rolling with this. So,
but yeah, so speaking of shit tracks that is adding to the problem. The other news this weekend is that Miami signed a 16-year extension to be on the calendar, which means we're going to have them on the calendar until I'm 51 fucking years old, because it's on the grid until 2041. Meanwhile, you have no German Grand Prix, no French Grand Prix. Any prospect of going to South Africa or Africa in general seems to be non-existent. Belgium has to settle for a rotation biannually every 2 years after next year. Zandvoort is going away. What the fuck are we doing? If you want to be Formula E, be fucking Formula E. Again, you are supposed to be the pinnacle of motorsports, and you're going to sit there with a straight face to the fan base and go, yep, we prioritize driving around a football stadium in Miami rather than going to a circuit that has been on the calendar since 1950. Not even Silverstone has that long of an extension on their contract. And that's the home of fucking F1.
Right.
What are we doing?
You know what we're
Money
doing? We're
is
going
not
after.
the only thing that you can. If that is all you care about, you need to leave right now.
Here
You
is-
are a
I
toxic
can understand where they're
influence on
coming
the
from,
sport.
because we've Americanized the sport now since Liberty Media owns rights.
How have we American? Look at all of our other American race series. They are
IndyCar.
fundamentally better than F1 when it comes to circuit selection. How have we have not Americanized it? We've not.
Well, we've corporatized it, and now we've gone after money. And the Saudis have all the money, and the Saudis are probably dictating where everything goes at this point.
Yes, yes, you're 100%. It's Saudi money that bought 16 years of a race in Miami. Like I said, if your only priority is fucking money, leave, please. We don't need you. F1 survived before you, and it will survive after you. And we, the fan, will be much happier after you get your ass out of your office. And
But-
if this is, in fact, Liberty Media's doing, sell the fucking series. We don't
Yeah,
want
right.
to.
That's not going to happen.
This is
Not
why we
unless
have
somebody comes
sport-
along and offers Liberty
Yeah.
Media an ungodly amount of money.
But we've got this fucking prospect of Rainbow Road in the Middle East. That's a ripoff of fucking Coda with their turn one going, hey, Coda did it for, 10 stories. We're going to do it for 100 because fuck it. Why not?
Right. Yeah.
And-
If
and
that
like-
track becomes a reality, I don't even know.
Like, I have grown up around F1. I have watched it every year for as long as I can remember, since 1990. And there have been fans that I know that have watched it a lot longer. My dad went to races in the 70s and 80s. Will not watch it anymore. There's no
Right.
point,
Yeah.
because it's literally just fucking, okay, somebody's next to me, I'll just run them off the road.
Right.
Or hey, the door's closing, but if I can get just a millimeter more and then go off the road, I get the position anyway.
Right.
And we've seen it trickle into fucking sim racing too now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't even get me.
Yeah, let's get that. Why not? Let's just get going with that. People who think that Formula One rules apply to all sim racing, they do not.
Meanwhile, Zin last night was not a happy camper. Let's put it that way.
Shut up and go away. If you think that all the Formula One rules apply to sim racing,
I'm trying to find a way to say this that's not going to make me sound racist,
well,
but
it's not really a race.
I mean, we might piss off a country, but
yeah, I mean, are Brazilians worse than Argentinians? I don't know.
I don't know. If you get a bomb threat at your house, you know.
But if you come from a country that idolized Ayrton Senna, put it that way. Just stick to the F1 games. You're and I'm saying this because this is the predominant, but it's not the only one. But
I mean, there's dummies in all walks of.
no, I understand that. But like for instance, last night I did the fixed Porsche Cup race at Daytona, trying to get some practice for our league race this Sunday.
How was that standing start, by the way?
It's rolling start.
Oh, is it rolling start?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
start on
rolling
the
start.
backstretch just like we do the Daytona 24.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, we're just gonna standing start the
I
the
mean,
banking.
it's its own kind of shit show going into turn one.
Well, it's always a shit show going into turn one for every race there,
But
more or less.
yeah, so I had a guy. I admit I put myself in this situation because I had a bad entry to the bus stop, and he got.
Were
me
you
up.
in the cone of danger?
He wasn't a mile away from the
I'll-
cone of danger, but the cone of
I'll-
danger found him.
No, that was the second incident. The first incident
It was
on
the
the top
AOE
end.
of danger.
So I had a bad run through the bus stop. 100%. I put myself in that position. But basically what happened was exiting the bus stop, I don't know, a foot maybe off of the yellow line. It wasn't much. Like I posted it on Facebook and somebody said I was half a car width. You couldn't even fit a bicycle or a motorcycle between me and the yellow line, but whatever. This guy gets a better run through the bus stop and sits on the left side and stays on the apron. And instead of slotting behind me to get the draft all the way around NASCAR 3 and 4 to turn 1, he decides, oh, there's the cones coming up, which demark where you're going to get a slowdown and a 1X because of the Williams debacle from 2 years ago in the 24 hours. And instead of slotting behind me, we have the minimest of overlap between my left rear corner and his right front corner. Like it's bumper to bumper, but like the corners of the bumper. He just flat out hooks me. And like I said, country that idolizes Ayrton Senna. So fast forward another lap or 2 laps, and I'm back ahead of said guy. He is behind another car. As we are getting into turn 1, I am already halfway through turn 1. Basically, if you remember the pit exit road at Daytona, it's grass, then there's a segment of asphalt, and then it's grass again. I'm in that patch. I'm equivalent to where that patch of asphalt is.
Just before the wall is reappearing again.
Correct. Senior Senna worshiper outbreaks himself because he doesn't realize that the draft is a thing and these cars don't have ABS. Pile drives into the car in front of him and sends a precision airstrike at me.
Let's just
I
say
mean,
You can see it if you are a member of the iRacing community Facebook page. You can go watch the clips for yourself. I posted them there. And
All
then
I have to say is-
and then read the idiocy of the comments that somehow it is my fault.
I just love watching it live.
are you sure those aren't people trying to be trolls? Because I feel like that would be a troll.
I was
It's
telling
half and
Don
half.
this earlier.
It's gotta be half and half.
I clearly was never born with the part of the brain that does trolling.
Part of-
I don't understand how somebody can like I'm sure it probably is, or people are really just this fucking stupid. Either one. The jury's out. It could go either way.
I feel like those comments were just dumb posting to be dumb posting.
But my thing is that I cannot physically get myself to the point where I can type something out that is so fucking ridiculous and go send and think that that's a good idea. I just can't.
Oh, I can. I would post it as a snarky comment, been like, "Oh, clearly you should have been avoiding him."
Let me rephrase. Those sorts of comments I picked up on and I responded in kind and we all had a laugh about it.
Okay.
It's the people that genuinely believe that I left room or that I needed to just let the guy go by.
If car upside down, gap.
Yeah, it's those people that I'm just like, how do you twist your brain in such a way to go, yes, click send on this? I mean,
They're
I
missing
will,
a few wrinkles on the
I mean,
brain.
I will read you a couple of comments here.
Oh boy. This new segment is video commentary comments.
So here's one. I just feel like you forced him between the apron and the banking, and it likely jerked his wheel at an upshift. It felt close to 50-50, where you had plenty of room to move up and he could have let off.
Oh.
Edge to you, but still nowhere near egregious.
Oh, that's a dumb comment.
Here's another one. Either block him properly or give him room. You could have avoided that completely. His at fault, yes, but you had all the opportunity to end that outcome before it began.
Oh, so you just wreck him. Wow, that's some Ross Chastain logic right there.
Here's
If you
another one.
clearly, if you just took him out before he takes you out, it'd have been fine.
Yeah.
You should have just right rear hooked him and been done with it.
Here's my favorite one. I am so tired of seeing silly posts like these. You're more at fault than the other racer. You can't even hold a line. The amount of nonsense. And laugh all you want. Everyone in the comments agrees you're a nonsense driver.
Oh, that one's stupid. Like, that's not even funny.
That man is just trolling the shit out of you right now.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think he genuinely believes that.
I mean, if he does, he's smooth brain. If he's doing it to troll you, he's attempting to operate at a higher level, but he's falling short.
Another one. LOL.
Oh well.
No, that
You didn't
never
give him
mind.
room, and you expected him to play it safe and lift.
He's just posting that to be dumb. If you start any comment out with LOL, don't take it seriously ever.
So another one. This is one of those situations where you made your own luck. Were you at fault? No, but situational awareness is a big part of racing. You put yourself in a situation where a hack can get to you.
I mean, you shouldn't have put yourself in the situation where the hack can get
Exactly.
you.
I should have just Alt F4'd before he could have got to me. Just pull Ferrari strats, clearly.
Oh, this is
That one's funny. I like that. That one's legit funny. Like, I mean, I do agree that you have some pretty shit luck in this game. Or in this simulator, or whatever. I mean, just look at our race that we had at Carb Cup.
look at your race after that. It wasn't much better.
Oh man, I felt so bad for Zin in our Carb Cup race, man. I literally just drove through the accident cold trickle style. Zin tries to go down low to get avoided and gets netcode wiped out.
I mean, this is the classic Sean makes it through, Zin dies.
I legit had no words for the Carb Cup race. I was like, I just stood like silent because I could not say anything because I was like,
Did you mute your mic and just start burst out laughing?
No, I didn't. I was like, I got no words for you, Sin. I don't. And then, unfortunately, the guy that he netcode ran into ended up pushing me to the win. He was a lap down, but like I said, I had no words for Zin. I just... If you didn't have bad luck, you would have no luck at all.
Clearly, yeah. And it's a wonder why I never offered to do any sort of races with other teams because I'm like, it's just going to follow me everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, the glory is you share your bad luck with the rest of them.
Yep.
Spread the unlucky around.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where I guarantee if I posted the clip of me getting spun exiting the bus stop on like Sim Racing Stewards, I guarantee if Jimmy saw it, Jimmer, he would say that there's like nothing really I could have done differently.
I mean, if you put it in the Sim Racing Stewards, he's probably going to review it at this point because it's that bad.
Yeah, you should upload it on Sim Racing Stewards. Upload both of them.
Yeah.
Well, the second one he got carpet bombed, so there was no.
I mean, that one will get on there. just put. But the title for that comment is "What more could I have done?" The one where you get carpet bombed.
Yeah. I literally labeled the clip on my Twitch stream Strike Package Alpha.
Strike package.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm really trying to just let go, and because sometimes there's just shit you can't do. I mean, last night was a bad night. I did what did I do? I did GT3s at Le Mans, and I was racing right behind Drew Swank, who's another well followed Twitch streamer. Not saying I'm well followed yet, but anyway. And we were doing our NASCAR thing. I was bumping him down the straightaways, and then the car just got loose at the exit of Porsche curves, and I committed seppuku.
I mean,
so-
it happens to anybody there. So.
Oh yeah. I'm like, I was disappointed, but I'm like, it's just it is what it is. So then I don't remember if I did the Porsche Cup before that or not, but anyway, yeah, and then that happened in the Porsche Cup to the point where I got wrecked 4 times to have 16x from that, because I get wrecked on lap 1 trying to stay wide, and somebody took it 5 wide, and the 3 cars next to me all played herky jerky hip check and bounced the car out into me. I'm just like minding my own business. And then the bus stop incident, and then I got hit by somebody that didn't brake in time with the draft going into turn 1 and sent us both off wide. And then I got precision airstriked. So 16x through no fault of my own. And then the one mistake that I make was running wide on the bus stop, which gave me 17x in the drive through. So
Damn.
I was like, okay, well, I think I'm done for the night after that.
Yeah. Oof, that's rough.
But and so like I said, I'm trying to just be like, okay, whatever, on to the next race. It's just a number.
Right.
But it's hard. I mean, it's directly goes against my competitive nature.
Right.
And especially when it's something that like the Porsche Cup race, that it's from pure stupidity. Like it's like nothing, like I didn't physically drive a bad race.
Right.
So
yeah,
those are the ones that I'm still struggling with the most. So trying to see how other people do it and handle it.
I like Jimmer's reactions to it. He just stares blankly at the camera.
Yeah. But I don't see it happen to other people near as much as it seems to happen to me. Although I was watching Matt Malone today do the Porsche Cup race at Daytona, and he also got hip checked as an innocent bystander in turn 1 and had 8x by the end of lap 1, and I felt a little bit better about myself because he too was just getting ramrodded for no reason whatsoever.
Right.
But
anyway, looping back down around to Formula One. Their next race is at Imola. That's on the 18th of May. Oh yeah. Should we go into that rant too about how starting next year, Monaco is going to fall on a different weekend?
What do you mean by different weekend?
It's not on Memorial Day anymore. It's not part of the Triple Crown.
Yep.
So this is the last year that we're going to have Monaco in the morning, Indy in the afternoon, and the Coke 600 at night.
Yep.
And I'm fucking pissed.
How long has this been going on? Since the early or late 80s, I think.
I mean, probably. I would think that probably the Coke 600 was the last event to be added, but let me see.
Well, I think the Monaco race has kind of moved around a little bit, but it's been this way, I mean, since I've been alive, which is 36 years. It's always been on Memorial Day weekend. So, I mean, I've always, as a kid, got up in the morning, watched the Formula One race, had breakfast with Formula One, lunch with IndyCar, and dinner with NASCAR.
Yeah.
So what's
So.
is there a real reason behind it, or is it just because they don't want to be second fiddle to whatever's next?
Scheduling next year.
Mm.
Just yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, you could probably try to find it on Google. I'm sure there is some stat about it somehow, but
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up here.
you might have to do some more. You might actually have to try to do some deep diving, which I don't know. That might take a while. So, but
I mean, the first time that somebody tried to do the double, which was the Indy 500 and the Coke 600, was back in 1994.
right.
Trying to see if this talks about.
Since 1946.
Jesus Christ.
So racing at both Indy and Monaco in the same year became mostly impossible after Indy was moved to a race on Sunday, starting in 1974, and Monaco likewise was eventually moved to the last Sunday in May, the same day as Indy, ending just a couple of hours before the green flag in Indianapolis. In 2021, Monaco ran the weekend before the Indy 500. Some questioned if Fernando Alonso, who had attempted to qualify for Indy in 3 of the past 4 runnings, would attempt double duty. However, Alonso's new contract specifically forbade him from attempting the Indy 500.
I mean, I don't count 2021 because that was, you know, that's technically that was a different case altogether. But yeah, says the Sunday Memorial Day weekend between Indianapolis and Coke would take place. The Indy 500 key component. This day has been held on so the Indy 500 has been held on Memorial Day since 1946. So yeah, 70. So yeah, since 78, the Monaco Grand Prix, Coca-Cola 600, or Monaco Grand Prix, Indy 500, and Coke 600 have been generally run on the same day.
Yeah, bar a couple of years.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
yeah,
outside
since
of reason.
78, this has been going on.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Maybe it returns in 27, or yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, of course, Formula One has to mess it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it while I can, because yeah, it's gonna be a yeah, like I said, probably the last time that it's gonna happen.
Right. All right. Well, that's kind of all I've got for motorsport news as well. Yeah. I don't think we really do have any other topics to.
Yeah. So today, in addition to WRT unveiling their new state of the art headquarters near the Ligier Airport in Belgium. It's actually in Beerset. The Belgian squad, led by Vincent Voss, took the wraps off its expansive 220,000 square foot facility that unites its racing and manufacturing activities, which had formerly been spread out over 5 different locations. All 140 staff will now work out of the state of the art building, which features 70% green energy. The facility is also fitted with working spaces and offers a fitness center as well as EV charging stations. More than 300 people from the motorsport and other associated industries were on hand for the grand opening, including ACO President Pierre Filion, RACB President Francois Cornelius, and motorsport legend Jackie Ickx. But on top of that, BMW announced that they're adding 3 extra pro cars to the 24 Hours of Spa. Team WRT tackles the bulk of the expansion by adding 2 cars to its existing programs, while Rova Racing goes from 1 to 2 entries. WRT has enlisted all but one member of its FIA driver roster to boost its Spa presence, with Sheldon van der Linde, Dries Van Thor, Marco Whitman, Kevin Magnussen, and Rene Rast all set to compete in the Ardennes Endurance Classic. The number 31 BMW M4 GT3 Evo will be shared by van der Linde, Van Thor, and Whitman, while two-time 24-hour Spa winner Rene Rast teams up with BMW GT3 newcomer Magnussen, as well as Valentino Rossi in the number 46 car. So that's going to be a super popular entry with Magnussen and Rossi being in the car. Notably, Rene Rast will contest his first endurance race in a BMW GT3 car since joining the brand's factory driver roster, as his outings were limited to just DTM previously. The 2 additional cars joined WRT's full-time pro entry, driven by Ugo de Wilde, Kelvin van der Linde, and Charles Viets, which took victory at the Endurance Cup opener at Paul Ricard. Rova Racing will see 3-time 24-hour Spa winner Philip Eng sharing the number 998 BMW with former junior team squad mates Dan Harper and Max Hesse. Notably, Harper forms part of Paradigm Competition's full season Bronze Cup entry in Endurance Cup. It's not currently yet known who will replace the Briton at the Darren Leung-led squad. Just trying to see, there was another article that kind of laid out all the driver lineups, but anyway. So BMW is pushing for a big presence. The fan-selected Motul livery for FAF Motorsports was fully unveiled today for the race at Laguna Seca. It is a red and white livery with plaid on the rear wing. It pays homage to historic modal lubricated race cars like ProDrive's 1990 BMW E30 Generation M3 and the iconic BMW M1 Pro car. So FAF, known for their one-offs at Laguna in the past, ran the Ayrton Senna tribute livery last year in the red and white Motul colors at Laguna. And they're back running a similar red and white scheme on the Lamborghini. That's interesting. So Vandistor Racing is going to switch from GT America to Pirelli GT4 America, beginning with next weekend's round at Sebring. I say that it's interesting because I just saw a post in the Rolex 24 Facebook group today from the head of Vandistor Racing, where they're selling one of their Aston GT4s that raced at Daytona this year. So I don't know if that was an old car and it's since been replaced with an Evo version, or if they're just getting a new car and putting that one out to pasture. But they only won 150 grand for it. So if anybody wins a lotto ticket, you can go racing in a race proven Aston GT4 car. I think it was 150. It might be 120 actually. Hold it, please. $139.9. That was close. Yeah, this is from Brady Behrman. I guess he's a race car driver. He's not the owner, but he's selling it as he's upgraded to a 992 GT3 Cup car.
Okay.
So the ad he posted is pretty hilarious. So he goes, "You, midlife crisis incoming. Me, say no more. Up for grabs, a full-blown fire-breathing Aston Martin GT4 race car. It's not street legal. It doesn't have cup holders. It will make your neighbors file noise complaints. Specs include twin turbo V8 that screams like a banshee on pre-workout, paddle shift because you don't have time to H pattern your way to glory, carbon doors because weight is the enemy and flexing is forever, air jacks because real ones don't use jack stands, traction control ABS Motec, aka more brains than your ex. Use cases include winning races, losing friends who drive Miatas, launching your TikTok career, starting every group chat with bro, listen to this cold start. I'm only selling because I've upgraded to a Porsche 992 Cup car. That's right, the car is so fast I had to level up just to keep up with my own bad decisions. Serious buyers only, no trades, no tire kickers. No, can I drive it to work unless your job is literally on a racetrack? DM for details, bring a trailer, and maybe a priest.
A priest? What has happened in that car?
Well, apparently it's a screaming banshee, so it needs an exorcism.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or if you live in a state with super lax car laws, get a builder's title.
yeah. My favorite comment said, almost willing to go into crippling levels of debt due to that description. Almost. To which
Almost.
the seller replied, totally worth the debt. Comes with free therapy every time you hit 7,000 RPM. Somebody said, always wanted to go lemons racing. This might just work.
Mm.
Somebody said, why spend that much when it's only $14.95 on iRacing?
Yes.
To him.
Yes. Alrighty.
So here's the OP's response to that comment. He goes, "You're not wrong. $14.95 on iRacing gets you the car, but here's what you don't get for $14.95: a face melting twin turbo V8 that sounds like Thor gargling wasps every time you breathe on the throttle, real life seatbelts that cut off circulation to your legs by lap 3, the privilege of spending $2,000 on tires you'll destroy in one afternoon and smile the entire time." Sweat, real sweat from actual fear. iRacing can't simulate that. I think I just saw my ancestors in turn 10 feeling. Brake pads so aggressive they file restraining orders against your rotors. That glorious moment when you pull into the paddock, open the door, and someone whispers, whoa, while slowly backing away like you're a god who speaks in revs. Oh, and let's not forget the emotional support trailer, the trackside panic, the 50 shades of zip ties, and the 5 minutes of glory before you wonder why your Motec says you're 2 seconds off pace. $14.95 on iRacing gets you a fantasy. This gets you a life crisis, a story to tell at every party, and the ability to post hashtag track life unironically. But hey, if you're good enough at iRacing, maybe one day you'll get to oversteer in the real thing, sideways screaming and wondering if that was an engine light or your soul ascending.
Jeez.
This guy's a fucking master salesman. I'm ready to go play
Yeah.
the lottery.
Again, if I had money.
Yeah. You don't need that GTO no more.
Yeah. I could buy many GTOs with that money.
But none of them would be a Daytona race car.
Wrong. GTO was a Daytona race car.
Not the street car, it wasn't. It was turned into a race car.
Yeah, well.
Wonder whatever happened with those. They're probably in somebody's collection.
The TRG one is blue, and they usually have it out there at every Daytona 24 event. It's usually in the car corral area where they have all the other cars at, the historical cars.
Right.
It's the one I took a picture at. I think it was like a couple years ago.
Mm,
That one's still owned by TRG. So,
gotcha.
But anyway, I think that's it for all the motorsport news for this week. So, we will be back next week, where we'll talk Spa 6 Hour. Let's see here. I think IndyCar. Pretty sure that's this weekend. They're
At NGTP.
Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong. Loading. schedule. Yep. Okay. So yeah, they're at IMS this weekend. NASCAR's at Kansas. Formula One is off. So we'll at least have those to talk about. IMSA is at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca this weekend. So yeah, we'll definitely have quite a bit of racing to talk about for next week's show. So we will talk to everybody next week.
Sounds good.
See you later. Bye.
Goodbye.